All right, man. Torture talk. You know what it is. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. All right, man. So today we're gonna go through Diddy's closing argument from his attorney, his defense attorney, and yeah, man, this is gonna be a pretty deep one. And heard people was actually cheering after this, man. So everybody's people got different narratives being twisted, whether they like Diddy, whether they hate Diddy. People standing on their side, you know, and we shall see by the end of next week whether he's going to be remain in prison or he's going to get let free. My prediction I'll give at the end of everything. So before I get into that, I got to get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,000. And yes, I am the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you are from. Right here is the Cash App if you want a Cash App. If not, just you being here is great. I love y'all for being here with me every day. Although sometimes I know I get on y'all nerves with my takes, but I still love y'all. Thank y'all for returning. All right, so look, man, this is going to be a good one. So sure y'all stick around for this. All right, so look, man, this is the closing arguments of Diddy's attorney. And we're going to listen to this young lady in the comments, girl. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? Although I think she's a little biased, but it is what it is. She does a very good job with speaking on this whole topic. And yeah, so we're gonna get to it, man. So let's go.
Diddy trial closing arguments are being put on by the defense for Diddy. Mind you, during these closing arguments, there's some statements being said that are already twisting what we've actually seen being refuted with evidence. Now, I did want to add that in certain instances, but I don't want to do that in these recaps. I want to give you guys the closing argument straight out. That way you guys can hear what the jury is hearing. So let's get into it. There's a trial set forth by the text messages, and then there's a trial out of the prosecutor's mouth, and they're different. The trial from the evidence, what is it? It was personal use of illegal substances. That's all it is. That and swingers, a lifestyle. But the prosecutors have charged one of the most serious statutes on the books. They called these freak-offs and illegal substances RICO. I want to thank you for the service to our country.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, and this is just my opinion, I do feel like the prosecutors, I watched the whole case. I just didn't report on a lot of it, but I watched the whole case. I watched the whole case from different people breaking down the case. I watched different lawyers talk about the case from either side, whether it was from the prosecution side or whether it's from the defense side. I watched all of that. I watched different YouTubers, armchair lawyer it. I watched academics. I watched her. I watched Unc. I watched everybody. You know what I'm saying? I actually probably watched these videos more than I watched anything. And from my conclusion, I watched, who else I watched? I watched a couple other people too. I watched your legal bestie, and I watched Melanie King. I watched who else? The other young boy, I like him. The white boy with the glasses. I can't remember his name right now, but I watched him. So I watched everybody. But the best one out of everybody, in my opinion, is Unc. I think Unc is very dramatic. He's theatrical. I like how he breaks it down, and he knows more about. He should be a damn lawyer. I don't know if he was, but he should be a lawyer. But he's really good. Anyway, I like the fact that they doing all this. So I watch all this. But in my opinion, I feel like the prosecution has not made their case of him being a trafficker. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they made their case. I think they overblown a lot of stuff. Let's just say that. But I'm sorry. Let's keep going. I'm not going to interrupt too much.
Love to speak with you for days, but it's Friday. I'm going to try to be efficient. I have to cover a lot of ground, but I'll focus on the most important part, Sean Combs. Sean Combs is a self-made black entrepreneur. He has built real businesses that are so outstanding that others created partnerships with them. We have heard from Derek Ferguson. It's hard to be Sean Combs. How many witnesses said that they were moved? The assistants were moved by Sean Combs. It was like Harvard Business School. He pushed me hard.
I will say that. I had to stop it there. I will say that. Puffy was a brilliant businessman. His business mind to me is probably unmatched. He's brilliant when it comes to business. Brilliant.
Did they always like him? No way. But let's not even go there. Did they like him? No. But they loved him. Even the ones who are suing him. Mia? I'm not going to call her Mia because that's not her real name. I'm going to call her the witness who testified as Mia. Remember Derek Ferguson from the Bronx? He said there were not many people hiring people like me from the Bronx. There's something more to these businesses. Sometimes the real things in life are hard. No one remembers the easy days. These people grew. It was real. It was diversity. These days, DEI. Combs was doing it at 24. The prosecutors call his businesses racketeering. That's the fake trial. What happens? He gets arrested. They destroy his property. They have an SRT, a special response team. They're clandestine, can't follow with the camera. His kids were there during the raids, and here, 6 of the 7 in the second row. The 7th is an infant. This is who he is. The man takes care of people. Jane came here and testified against him. Today she's in a house that he's paying for. And they found it. The boxes of Astroglide.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You understand testifying against this man and he's still paying your rent. Mm. You understand testifying against this man and he's still paying your rent. Let's keep it going.
Taken off the streets, and they got the baby oil and the personal use of illegal drugs. America is safer. Buy Valium pills. When you're doing work like that, we can't photograph you. That's the evidence. What did they do? Today she's in a house that he's paying for. And they found it. The boxes of Astroglide taken off the streets. And they got the baby oil and the
He paused it right there. Because she laughed. She thought that was funny. Because it was funny. That was funny. That was funny. Got the box of baby oil and Astroglide off the streets. Yo, that was hilarious. You look at her, she knows she wanted to laugh.
Against him. Today she's in a house that he's paying for. And they found it. The boxes of Astroglide taken off the streets. And they got the baby oil and the personal use of illegal drugs. America is safer. Buy Valium pills. When you're doing work like that, we can't photograph you. That's the evidence. What do? They wrap yellow crime scene tape, figuratively, around his bedroom, around the hotel rooms that he goes to with his girlfriends. That's a lot of crime scene tape. The crime scene in your private physical life. No one called 911. They called civil plaintiff lawyers. This case is about money. Cassie Ventura sues Sean Combs for $30 million because he has $30 million. If he doesn't have it, no civil lawsuit and no criminal case. This case is about
Damn. That's crazy to think about. If he didn't have the money, no civil lawsuit. That's crazy to think about. Keep it going, though.
5 minutes. It's about love. Love has been said more than 800 times in this trial. The domestic violence, we own it. We did not ask Cassie Ventura about being hit, kicked, or dragged. We did not cross Jane about it either. But domestic violence is not being charged. If he was charged with that, he would have pled guilty. He did that. He did not do racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking. He did not kidnap or bribe anyone. The first person to say that this was about domestic violence was Cassie Ventura. She made an Instagram post. She said, "Thank you for your love and support. The domestic violence is the issue." She could have said anything on her phone or tablet. She could have said this was about trafficking. She didn't say that. She said it was about domestic violence. Believe her. Believe Cassie when she says domestic violence is the issue. In that moment,
Damn. That's a hard line to get around. Believe her. Believe her when she say domestic violence was the issue. That's a hard line to get around. He's laying it out. He's laying it out.
watching that video, imagine that. To see the relationship is to see everything that racketeers is not. I'm not going to go through a lot of text messages or charts or screen times. It's a terrible thing. Screen time, I'm told. I'm going to tell you a story of this case. Cassie and Diddy, they fell in love. Cassie had a boyfriend of 3 years, 10 years older than her. But she meets Mr. Combs and they're off the races. Mr. Combs rents a boat and they make love.
You see how he's setting this up? So saying like, yeah, Diddy was with her when she was young, but she was also with another guy who was older than her too. So she must like older men.
The first time. They are in an intense relationship for 11 years. Cassie is smart. She flat won. She got $30 million and he's in jail. You probably know that. The nice looking men behind him,
Oh my God, bro. He cooking.
they're U.S. Marshals. They keep him safe. Cassie has won 100-0. They will tell you she's a victim. This is a great modern love story. They didn't write these in the past because they didn't have these problems. He had 6 kids at the time. It's a relationship based on love. Cassie said she was young and insanely jealous. If you're in the jury room and you don't want to go home, read their text messages at the time of the breakup. You will cry. You will cry. They were selfless with each other when it wasn't going to work for the original sin of their relationship, and that was Gina. Gina wouldn't come here, but she's out there. Then Kim Porter passed away, and Mr. Combs said what he did. For Cassie, it was the last straw. She made an adult choice and left, like she always could leave. What happened? Nothing. Take a message from 2018 and read.
And that's crazy. She did leave, and then she came back twice. So, I mean, we can't have it both ways, everybody. We could say whatever we want, but we can't have it both ways. You can't say that this person is being trafficked and this and that, but yet and still they leave and keep coming back. And I heard somebody say something like, "Oh, it's trauma bonding." Like, so what about the other side? So he doesn't. If it's trauma bonding, wouldn't it take 2 to trauma bond? Why is it only one person gets the benefit of trauma bonding? I know it's not a benefit, but you know what I'm saying.
These two people loved each other. If racketeering conspiracy had an opposite, it would be their relationship. They were their best selves when it came to physical relations. There were times that Sean Combs was proud. On the physical relations, they found each other. It's a beautiful thing. You won't find a single text where she says, "I didn't like the physical relations." It was an 11-year relationship. The issues were jealousy and other women, but they were a matchup when it came to the physical relations. They were swingers. She's a woman who loves physical relations.
It's gonna be another thing hard to get around. Throwing that word around, swingers. Listen, I understand a lot of y'all disagree with what happened. Cassie violently, what happened to her, with the violence that was caused and that he did to her. I understand. He should be locked up for that. But so far, me watching everything that I have seen, even if the prosecution has a loophole to persuade people that Diddy did these things, on its face, it may seem like that. But if you think about it, I don't agree. I don't agree. But we gonna keep on going.
And it's beautiful. She's unafraid. Let's talk about Kid Cudi. He came in here. I'm not meaning to be judgy. Cudi comes here and says, Cassie played me. She did. She played them both. Not everyone can do that. She went for it. She liked Sean Combs as she had a relationship with another singer-songwriter under his nose. She's not afraid of him. Was she going to tell either? No. Cassie is keeping it gangster. She's like, I'm gonna lie to both. Cassie gets a burn.
He actually said that. Whoa, bro. He said, Cassie keeping it gangster.
Phone. Finally, that's what you expect in a racketeering case. She's the one who got the burner phone. The morning of December 22nd of 2021, the whole thing with Kid Cudi and all of that. She had 2 hotel rooms. Whoa, a room for the burner. She was not going to tell nobody nothing. Let's talk racketeering. The judge is going to...
Why did she have... They say she had a burner phone, but the way he's flipping it is she had a burner phone to hide the fact that she was dealing with somebody else and dealing with him because Diddy went through her phone. I mean, what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that he's wrong for going through her phone if she's going through his stuff too? Like, I don't know. But I mean, so far, let's see what else is going on here.
Have a legal charge later today, assuming. The first one is 2004, kidnapping of Capricorn Clark. Let's talk about her. She said, I wanted my life back. Capricorn Clark's parents passed away when she was young. I don't mean any disrespect. She told you, I'm happy she did. Others didn't tell you about their parents. She moved to the Bronx and meet Sean Combs. She goes super platonic. What? I think she means is she didn't want it to be platonic. She's out there. You could see it. She says, you know, I have the biggest crush on you. I think we misuse our dope chemistry. If she's kidnapped, why does she want to go back to work and work for him? She said that she was getting her nails done with Mike B and said he's going to be mad at me. She says call 1440 and said lock everyone in. She got the lie detector and Mike B did too. How was she kidnapped if she went home every day? Is the government alleging 5 separate kidnappings? Paulie drove her home.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, I this is a reach. Like, I have to be honest. I don't like Diddy, but I have to be honest. If you're telling me that you were kidnapped, but you were returned home every day, how is that kidnapped? How? How are you taking? How? And if you were being kidnapped, why didn't you go to the authorities and say, hey, I was kidnapped today? I don't understand y'all defending that part. Like, I could get it, y'all defend him should be in prison for beating on her. But I don't get that y'all defending this woman saying that she was kidnapped when she was home every day. I don't understand. Maybe I'm living on a different planet. I don't understand that. I don't, and I could never understand it. That's a open and closed shut case. It can't be that you were kidnapped, but you're home every day. That's the whole opposite of being kidnapped. Oh yeah, he took me, and then he took me back. And then he came and took me again. Then he took me back. Then he came and took me again. Then he took me back. Then he came and like, come on, bro. So nobody calls the authorities? This is crazy. Like, come on, man.
Door-to-door kidnapping. The Southern District of New York is charging this as kidnapping, and he starts laughing. It's not kidnapping. You guys come here day after day, long days, and you come back the next day. Have you been kidnapped? No. At the time, Sean Combs is in Raisin in the Sun. He is running vote or die. He couldn't care less about this. The lie detector was former FBI. You guys have the right to say, huh, that sounds like a stretch. Why charge it as kidnapping? Come to whatever answer you think is right. Capricorn Clark then leaves for a year, she makes more money, and then she comes back. Next, Sean and Cassie are having a freak off, and it's December 22nd of 2011. Cassie has 2 hotel rooms. Combs looks at her non-burner phones and sees the message with Capricorn Clark about Kid Cudi. Maybe called Scott in the text. Something about hiking. Why would he have a weapon? He goes to get Capricorn. Why? She would do anything with him. Go to the moon. He didn't need a weapon. He didn't.
Yeah, I don't understand that. When they said that he went to go get her, he had a gun and he grabbed her and made her come with them. It kind of goes with what she was saying about her actually being kidnapped. But the rest of it was basically saying like they didn't have an issue with each other. I guess when he found out about about Kid Cudi, but didn't Cassie say she told him where she was at? Didn't she say that? So it's like, what? I just don't know what to believe at this point when it comes to some of these witnesses. I don't get it. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get how she was kidnapped and then took back home, and then he came to her with a gun and made her go. And I don't understand. I don't understand.
Have a weapon. Kid Cudi said Cassie told him that Cassie already told Combs. Are you following me? Sean Combs has nothing to gain by having fun and everything to lose. He has already Sean Combs. Capricorn Clark would love to have stayed employed if he had a weapon on her. No way. It didn't happen. No weapon. Kid Cudi didn't say that Capricorn Clark said that Combs had a weapon because there was no weapon. Working backwards, Kid Cudi didn't tell the police about a weapon. It was written up as a trespassing. That's all. There was no weapon. Capricorn Clark's story falls apart. There was the car.
That's what I'm saying. How is it the police department didn't say it was a weapon? The whole story, he came there, Kid Cudi came there and said that she played both of them. Yeah, I don't understand this. Man, I understand what y'all saying, but a lot of y'all be saying stuff that just pushes a narrative and not actually thinking things through. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I'm telling you.
Chase, or was there? Kid Cudi pulled up next to the Escalade, the witness said. There was no car chase. The judge is going to say that you can disregard any witness if you find something not credible. If you see fit, it's all you need. It seems like everything is possible with
Damn, he planted that seed right in their head. Y'all could say these witnesses is incredible. And all of them are not credible. From what I see, they all lied, or they said something, or they either went against the prosecution. And listen, if you didn't watch the case or you're not extensively knowledged into what's going on, don't get in the comments and say, oh man, you just a Diddy sympathizer. It's like, no, if you know me, you know I don't even like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So don't even do it. You can stop right there. Stop typing right now. Stop typing right now. Just stop typing. You know what I'm saying? Don't get your thumbs off the screen. You know what I'm saying? Just understand that these people, you have to look at it from that point of view. Like, if all of these people are lying, how can you say that this actually happened? I know y'all want these things because what he did to Cassie. I get it. But you gotta be honest, man. Y'all gotta be fair. Like, don't sit here and be like that. Like, come on, be honest about it. And I found out some other stuff today too. It's crazy.
Capricorn Clark. I asked her, and she said, I came up here with Puff. I want to run away. I'm afraid of mountain lions. Mountain lions? I'm not saying that they're not scary, but if you were kidnapped with a weapon, no. She doesn't want to say, I went there by my own volition. I'm not saying Sean Combs didn't go there. He wanted to fight him. Fine, mother effer. Combs is not a coward. He's ready to fight. At the risk of being sexist, they're men. They fight. We're gonna have a good old-fashioned 8 in the morning Hollywood Hills John Wayne fight. The Porsche? Not his style. There's no evidence. Who else would do it? Not evidence. Burning a car is cowardice. Be a man and fight him. What's in the car? A Molotov cocktail. Why not show you the glove? Am I suggesting something? Yes. The investigation stunk. It's terrible. 2 fingerprints? What happened? Well, I don't know. You are going to determine his fate on arson. On this, the DNA was consistent with a female. That witness was not helpful. If it had come back consistent with Combs, then they would have bragged about it. The
That's a fact. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. That's a fact. Listen, you can't tell me, and I know a lot of y'all, a lot of people feel like this happened, but we're not going off of what we feel. Because shit, I feel like I should be a billionaire, and I'm not. So we're not going off what we feel. We're going off what actually happened. DNA evidence came back. It was a female's DNA. So who did it? You know what I'm saying? Who did it? Y'all, if it's a female DNA that came back, why are y'all asking? Why are y'all still talking about Diddy? Shouldn't y'all be trying to figure out who did it? Who did it? Who did that? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
investigator never followed up. He tried to find Cassie. He said that Capricorn Clark's brother obstructed him. They fought. I'm not saying Capricorn Clark did it or Cassie did it. We're not here to solve the world's problems. Cassie's father didn't call him back. The witness was mad. Draw your own conclusions. Let's go to the London hotel. If you want to go to someone's house, it's not kidnapping. It's unfair. Cassie is public too.
I'm about to get out of here, man. This guy is killing it right now. If you want to go to someone's house, how are you telling these people that they were kidnapped? How? How can you tell me that? I want y'all to explain this to me. Just use our brains, all of us, even me. Let's use our brains for a second. How can you say that someone was kidnapped if you are willing and want to go to the person's house? If I say, hey, take me to their house, and then you turn around and say, yeah, well, they kidnapped me, but you went to the house. This is craziness.
Remember, Cassie also didn't want the tape out. She had a movie coming out. Let's go back to what was said about the hotel staff maybe leaking the footage. Maybe they were worried about publicity, not a misdemeanor. Guess what happened? It was sold. And Diddy's lawyer just got caught for using improper statements by the judge for referencing this as a misdemeanor. The police were nowhere near the situation. Is Combs acting like a fool, calling Cassie and saying,
well, I think that is a misdemeanor, but he wasn't charged with that. And I think that he was, I know what he was trying to do. I know what he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? He was basically trying to just throw it out there that that's a misdemeanor, but the way, not her, but the way that the way they were trying to spin it as if like that actually happened, but you can't really say stuff like that. So she's actually right about this. You have to be real careful how you say things. But it went so crazy that they actually objected to that. They had to remove all of the all of the jury, and she objected during closing arguments. One of the prosecutors objected, and then the judge and them went back and forth, and then they pointed out something that they did the day before, and the judge said, "Well, it wasn't me. You should have objected. I didn't do it. It was," he didn't say that exactly, but y'all know what I'm saying. And then they ended up telling them they're gonna have to tell the judge, the jury to disregard that part. But I don't think that that's gonna make a big difference because she did admit on the stand. Well, now Cassie didn't admit that part, but the guy admitted on the stand that Cassie did call. They called Cassie, and she said she wasn't going to go to the police. So she was in on it.
the police are about to arrest him, she is freezing him out, as she should. He's just trying to get her attention. He leaves and goes to her apartment. He's banging on her door, maybe with a hammer. Carrie Morgan said that's why the police came. A neighbor called. The Intercontinental has no police, period. So he cannot be guilty of bribery under California law, as the judge will tell you. And when Mia, the witness who testified as Mia, said that she was out of Skrilla money, they should have told you that. Sean was concerned about Cassie suing him. He was not aware of any federal investigation, if there was one, so it's not obstruction. I will get back to Mia. She loved working for Mr. Combs. This was not forced labor. Remember the birthday video we showed? She was bubbly, popping. That's the real her. If Mr. Combs...
The thing I'm saying about a lot of these cases when it come to women, I hate to say this, but it is what it is. A lot of these cases, they say women are strong, independent women, right? And I agree with that. But they also make it seem like women are not strong and independent and they can't make their own decisions. Like in this case here, women run around, not all women, but a good portion of women, they run around and say women are strong and independent and no one can tell them what to do and we're the greatest, right? And in some cases that's true. But you also got to look at how they treat women when it becomes things like this. They make it seem like they're weak and vulnerable and they can't even make a decision. It's like, wait a minute. So you've been kidnapped 5 times and you are so immersed and manipulated by this man that he kidnapped you 5 times and then you don't even go to the authorities. You're a weak little woman. You can't do nothing. But in the same breath, they're saying that all these women are so independent and strong. It's like whenever, not all, but a good portion, whenever a woman is, how would I say this? Whenever a woman is placed in this type of setting where people call them a victim, you know what I'm saying? Everybody makes so many excuses instead of holding them accountable for them. Like my first question would be is if all this stuff was happening to you, why didn't you go to the authorities? Like sometimes I feel like I feel like they saying it like these people captured their mind and they can't do nothing. But then they'll come to court and say all these things. It's like, wait a minute. So when did this actually click and it turned on that you have to say these things? Because you wasn't saying these things before he went to jail. So now you feel like you standing up and now you feel like you have the strength to do it. But who gave you this strength? Where did you get it from? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sitting here and ragging on all women. I'm talking about women who to me are not really victims of certain things. Like Cassie is a victim of domestic violence, 100%. But is Cassie a victim of being manipulated? No, she's not, because she did the same thing he did. That's in my opinion. I don't believe she was manipulated. I think she did manipulation. If she manipulated him as well. But again, people get angry when men say this and they try to point the finger and give labels to men. It's like, no, I'm pointing out the obvious. Good portion of y'all don't ever want to say women should be held accountable or take accountability for certain things. And this is why this cycle is going to keep on continuing. It's never going to change. Y'all going to say, well, it's messed up. Yeah, it is messed up that he beat on her. Yes. He should be in prison for that. That's 100% facts. But are we going to sit here and pretend and play this game as if these people had 4 different apartments in their name, but they were kidnapped? These people had different ways of leaving, but they were kidnapped? Like, come on, man. Come on.
Felt it was improper, he would not threaten to tell Cassie. It was consensual. Mia says it was not consensual. She's not telling the truth. There was no unwanted conduct. Mia's feelings were not platonic. Brian Steele questioned her about these wonderful pictures and slogans. It wasn't just a job. This is demonstrative. You can't take that into the jury room. Consider the scrapbook she made. I'm gonna read it to you. Happy 45th birthday, Puff. This is from 1991 to 1999. I hope it stirs up nostalgic feelings and how great you have become. She loved him. You can't fake that. That's real. Don't lose sight of that. It's not just business. He gives people a home. Look at this picture. Think of a word that comes to mind. Joy. There's KK, D-Rock, Fahim. He created a remarkable special place. He moved people into their hearts and souls. When Mia was told that she was being fired,
And my thing is like, I get it that people do go through certain traumas and they go through this. I understand that. I worked in a psych hospital for years. I know about all that. Can't tell me nothing. I know. But a lot of times, just like people have a certain feeling about certain things, they also know how to push people buttons and know how to manipulate a situation as well. Because they learn from their, if you want to say captors or whoever you want to call them, they learn from them. And people are manipulators. That's just what it is. When you are backed into a corner, you are forced to be a manipulator when it comes to certain things to get out of that corner. Now, is it possible that this female was in love with Diddy? He just didn't love her? Yes. It's also possible that the prosecution came in and told them, hey, listen, if you don't testify against him, we're gonna get you with this act or this charge. That's possible. And a lot of y'all don't want to admit that. And I'm gonna get into that at the end, but let's keep it going.
Said that she was going to leave the special place. She said, my life is over. And KK said, OMG, WTF, Mia, that's not funny. Racketeering co-conspirator Christina Korm writes, Mia, answer your phone or I'm gonna call your parents. That's the last thing that she wanted to do was leave. And that's forced labor? Let's turn to the distribution. The U.S. said personal use is distribution. Brendan Paul said that these were personal use substances. He said that he forgot to take the snow out of my bag. He said, I got the best lawyer in the world and my charges were dismissed. That's what he said. Sean Combs was not selling illegal substances. Cassie said,
I don't know why they even put that charge in there. I don't understand that. I don't know why they try to make it seem like he was a drug trafficker. I just don't understand that charge. I don't understand why they say that Diddy was traveling drugs across state line. I just don't understand it. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe I'm a little slow, but I don't get that.
he was an addict. How was he supposed to get them and grow his own Xanax? Did he have substances? Yes. They found it in his house. Was he using his enterprise to distribute the substances? No. You're gonna have to think through this. Didn't Mia go to work for Madonna? That's how people use personal assistants. I don't expect we're gonna see Beyonce in CBS. The assistants buy Astroglide. It's not what the company is doing. That's not a racketeering act. I'm going to RICO. There is no evidence of possession with intent to distribute illegal substances. David James says he's in Saint-Tropez. He asked if he could get an 8-ball. I asked him, anything to do with Sean Combs? He said no. He kept it from him. Why would he hide it? It's people in creative.
This is what I'm saying. Y'all really believe that he was moving drugs? Come on, bro. Like, I don't believe that at all. That's no, absolutely not. No.
Fields, doing what people in creative fields do. It's not racketeering. I'm going to talk about Cassie. Can you traffic your girlfriend? Maybe if you pushed him into prosta, but he's not making money from it. Jane has some text messages that are very anti-hotel night. Cassie, she doesn't. They were in love. People are having physical relations. Let's say your partner wants to do something and you don't. Where does that land? Cassie wanted this, including to be close. It's like my wife is from Los Angeles. I hated LA. Now I love Los Angeles. Sorry, that's how it happens. Cassie, she is a beautiful, sexy person. She was with Michael B. Jordan, like the most handsome man in the world. She is not messing around. Cassie is not clutching her pearls. This is how I'm intimate with the man I love. You could come to love that. You want to be close. Yesterday they said she might have wanted it. Oh, they said Keynes, Danielle Phillips, and the Intercontinental. If she liked 75, can number 76 be trafficking? Talk about going 0 to 60. Nothing said to him. She doesn't want to even do these again. Mr. Donaldson cross-examined Danielle Phillips. Let's look at the text. Sean asked, are you hot? She says yes. Talk about fantasies. That's their lifestyle. She writes, I'm not going to do many of these. My mother would, ... She writes, my downstairs is so hot. They are doing this together. I'm gonna play part of the video. In this Intercontinental Hotel video, it's more likely than not, it's Combs' phone. Here she is. I'm not gonna show you him throwing her down. You've seen it. I'm not hiding it from you. Now there's a phone. And here, now a well-known...
Honestly, he really wasn't hiding it. He is absolutely true, saying that they did see it. I mean, we'd seen it 100 million times. He wouldn't stop showing it. So trying to burn it in our memory. I get it. I think that actually hurt them too. I ain't gonna lie, but let's keep it going.
Here she is. I'm not gonna show you him throwing her down. You've seen it. I'm not hiding it from you. Now there's a phone. And here, now a well-known man is sitting in his towel and socks. Looks like Cassie is saying, you're being a fool. Go back to the room. Look at it. It looks to me like she's saying, go back to the effing room. There's nothing scary in the room then. 5 days later, he texts, I'm so sorry. She replies, LOL, I was just listening to sorry. They're obviously getting over it. Cassie writes to Sean, how do I know if the substances are going to be bad or if you'll drink too much? This is about the hotel. Cassie was asked, what kind of pain did Sean put you through? And she spoke about his own personal pain, his shame. It's beautiful. She said he felt pain, and the most painful to me was carrying around his shame. Jane almost says the same thing. I felt my partner was trusting me in a very vulnerable moment. I wanted to go along with it, if I can be my partner's escape. Jane says,
I do have to admit, Diddy had a hold on these women. I ain't gonna lie. He had a hold. Like, I don't know what it is about him with these women. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to have that type of power to have a woman love me the way they loved him. Like, these women were in love. I'm talking like to the point where it was crazy. Like, they were in love. For real. And I believe that Cassie still love him. I believe she still loved Diddy.
I'm getting vulnerable with you in the hotel rooms. I don't want to see young Miami on a bigger yacht with you. That's not trafficking. If you get deep into this deep self, this is not trafficking. It's people in love being real. There was a suggestion that Cassie didn't get the same amount of promotion as others at Bad Boy. I think Capricorn Clark is an imperfect witness, but she did say that Cassie got the lion's share. Either side played the videos for the witness, but Cassie's videos were on her devices. She said the devices were damaged, but the expert was able to open it. I don't know what roles these videos played in her life, but she didn't delete them. Cassie is eating watermelon. They are listening to music. These are beautiful nights. The two escorts, the Punisher, I call him. He got it from basketball on West 4th Street. They thought Cassie was really into them. They were naive. I don't think that this is the only man making homemade adult films in America. I think it's a pretty popular thing these days. Jane said she wants to...
That's a fact. He ain't never lie about that. Just to believe, that's true. Just to believe, yeah, but listen, it's true.
Post things on Instagram. I guess that's what she's into. I think she loves Sean Combs. You guys know who the father of her child is. You know who she was with in Vegas. She is comfortable with this. The government is not saying every hotel night is trafficking. They isolated September of 2023. Jealous.
Well, let's be clear here. Jane is kind of comfortable with it. She does have an OF account. So you can't even make that face because, I don't know if you're making that face because you're surprised he said that. But she is. She has an OF account. Like, I mean, what do you want her to say? You know what I'm saying?
Over a yacht. And then she said she regretted it, resented it, but she agreed to do it, unfortunately. She said that. She agreed to it, unfortunately. She agreed. That's it. We can be done with it. The house, Jane had the worst lawyer in the world. Her low child support from the father of her child, in my opinion. Mr. Combs did the right things by paying. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. He's paying for the house for a child that's not his responsibility. They watched adult films. Jane got...
That's going to be a hard one to get around, too. He paying for a house and a child that's not his. It kind of goes into what they're saying about him being this loving, caring man. You know what I'm saying? And he took care of people. And I mean, so I'm gonna give two different takes at the end. I'm gonna give my pushback on what I believe is.
Him a mobile TV to watch it, so he'd make less adult films, she said. I'm not sure that's how it works. Look at these photos of Jane and Mr. Combs. Combs has a big pour of wine. There's strawberries in there, but it's big, not like a fancy restaurant. And half an hour later, something happens. She slams his head into the counter and calls him a PDF file. The woman, Allie, she's of age. Jane says Combs kicked her doors in, but he didn't hit her. I'm not saying he should, but he didn't. Here's what we do know. A text from Jonathan Perez says that they were fighting. At 10:14, he says, just normal being jealous. PD says, don't come, all good. Now Jane changes into another dress. I don't know, no sweats. She says she hides behind a wall for 2 hours. I submit it's just not possible. She's just wrong or lying. I don't know. Then she comes back. Combs is in the street. No violence. Okay, it looks like she was hit twice. Doesn't look like he hauled off, or that he's dragging her. You know what this is. She's documenting her injuries. Let's talk about Anton. She sees him in Vegas with, you know who, a rapper of some prominence. She is watching Anton have physical relations, and then she was asked, what did you do? And she said, I showed my breast. Why? It sounds like spring break. The rapper goes,
Listen, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. Listen, man. You're telling me that this man was making these women do this stuff and she actually went to something without him and showed her breasts? Come on, bro. I know people say, well, two things could be right at the same time, bro. Two things could be right. Yeah, two things could be wrong at the same time, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Up to her with a question about swingers' lifestyles, and she gives them Cabral's number. This story doesn't make sense. Let's say something else happened in Vegas, and then it's the same Anton who comes to her house. Coincidence? The one who shows up at her house is Anton. What she says makes no sense. Anton is an adult filmmaker. He has physical relations. Jane knows there's an investigation. Did she instigate this? Her story makes no sense. Why was she so persistently violent? She says, I didn't want to do it, but she let Anton in. I submit they were trying to get past it. Oral physical relations only. At the end of the day, her story has so many holes in it. You could say she prompted it, but maybe she wants something in her pocket. I'm gonna have something. Maybe I'll never use it. Why the unprovoked extreme violence? She doesn't explain it. You guys are here because you have lived full lives. You were chosen, and they only chose 2 of the escorts, the Punisher and Danielle Phillips. It could have gave others immunity. Neither of these 2 admit being a worker. They're witnesses. If you get paid when you didn't have physical relations, you're getting paid for your time. In Sean Combs' mind, this is legal. It would be different if a witness said, I went and had physical relations and there was a negotiation for it with Sean Combs. I assume every adult film movie, the actors get paid to have physical relations, and yet it's legal. So he thinks it's legal. Okay, let's talk about the racketeering.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He ain't never lie about that. A lot of people don't know that if someone says they're a sex worker and you pay them, some people don't think that that's illegal because they're saying they're a sex worker. You know what I'm saying? I know it's prostitution. I get it. We all know what it is. But I think a lot of times, man, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't see the big deal. I don't see the big deal. What is that behind me? A spider? The hell? It's a damn spider. Came down. Get out of here. I don't see a big deal. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I really don't see the big deal about people actually paying to play. I think people do it all the time. They just do it in different ways. I think men pay to play all the time. I do. So I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I think women get what they need, men get what they need. That's just how I feel. I know it might be something y'all might not agree with that, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is.
Here on page 14 of the charge, the enterprise, the group must have organization. You'll hear this. Only Sean Combs is charged here. No one testified. I was a part of the racketeering enterprise. This is the greatest divide between the evidence in this trial and what the prosecutors are saying. There is a gaping lack of evidence. They didn't charge racketeering, they charged racketeering conspiracy. They need a co-conspirator, and they just don't have one. They claim Christina Quorum, but the evidence at this trial shows Christina Quorum is a helpful person. Kerry Morgan called Christina Quorum and D-Rock. They're not co-conspirators. If John Gotti were kicking in your door, would he call Sammy the Bull? No, he is a co-conspirator. There is only one trial. Christina Quorum is not a co-conspirator. Christina Quorum is a very nice person. There is no evidence that anyone is a co-conspirator. The firearms aren't charged. Homeland Security can't say where the weapons were. Suge Knight story, it's not charged. Dawn Richard, remember her? Miss Westmoreland did the cross, not charged. Yesterday, the government said in the videos you don't see weapons, but he probably shouldn't keep videos with weapons in them. Is that fair? That's a little sinister. Why are they doing that? And it was Cassie who was asked to be urinated on. At some point you can ask, can I trust the prosecutors? It takes a lot of courage to acquit. I think that the evidence shows that you can conclude that the government targeted Sean Combs. I wouldn't say that if Cassie went to Homeland Security. America is great because each citizen and the government there is a jury. This is your house, and I'm asking that you summon the courage to do the right thing and acquit Sean Combs on all counts. He is not a racketeer. He is innocent. Let him go home to his family. Thank you. And this is the end of Diddy's close.
Yeah, man. Man, this is gonna be a goodie. So let's talk, man. Let's talk. I'm gonna give y'all my take, and then I'm gonna give y'all what I think is gonna happen to Diddy. So I think that the defense did a very good job breaking down the witnesses and in the cross examination. I think they did phenomenal. One of my only gripes, I would say, is I think that the jury is going to look at how they kind of downplayed the victimization of women in this case. And I think a lot of them are going to look at that. Do I think that it's enough for them to convict him on everything? I don't think so. But see, the government is smart. I believe they got a separate charges within the charge. So if he gets hit with one of them, if they say he's not guilty of this, not guilty of that, not guilty of this, but he's guilty of this, he's gonna do 15 years. He's not guilty of this, not guilty of this, not guilty of this, but he's guilty of this, he's gonna do 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I think the sympathy card comes in at when they showed that her getting hit repeatedly. And I think that's where I believe that I'm not gonna say they went wrong, but that's where the what's the name? I believe the jury is gonna look at. As far as the prosecution goes, I think they did a lot of reaching in this case. What I think they did good was they were consistent and they wasn't overbearing on the jury. They was just straightforward about things. I do believe that when they so-called dropped some of those charges, they really didn't drop the charges, but you know what I'm saying. I think that when they simplified it, they made it feel like they were losing the case. Because truth be told, when people see that, and I know the jury don't supposed to hear none of this stuff, but excuse me, they are going to hear it. So, I mean, I know y'all probably saying, "Oh no, they will, they will." I think it does look like that because it's hard to get around. It's hard to like, what do you how you not see this case. It's all over your timeline. Like, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they grab their stuff or their phones or whatever. I don't know. But that's what it looks like. Now, I think the prosecution biggest mistake was underestimating how they were going to, because to me it was a lot of things. Everybody that they brought on that stand, that through cross-examination, they either lied or they didn't go along fully with the prosecution said. Everybody with the one, I believe it was Jane, not Jane, I believe it was Gina. I believe it was Gina. Gina was the one that was saying that she was held over the balcony by her breasts or whatever, and then they come to find out that that she lied. That actually probably didn't happen because they pulled the photo, and the what they call that on the photo had the you know, when you take a picture, it gives you the location. Excuse me, and the time. So you got to look at that too. That was pretty crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things that I think that this whole case is built around when it come to certain things. You know what I'm saying? I will say that um the defense, they did a great job, man. Even if Diddy lose, they did what they were here to, that they got paid for. I ain't gonna even sit here and hold y'all. They did a great job. Can't say they didn't. They did a great job. Like, and I want to speak on this real quick. Side note: a lot of y'all say y'all hate the government. A lot of y'all say how much y'all hate the government, right? A lot of y'all always saying how the government is this and y'all can't stand it, but for some reason y'all rooting for the government to win. And again, I'm not saying that Diddy is guilty or innocent. I'm just saying whenever it's something, and I notice this about people in general, it's not just not the government. Whenever it's something that people, I would say, go agree on, they'll side with the people that they say they hate. That's what they would do. So in this instance, everybody loves the government. Oh, the government is killing Diddy. But y'all say y'all hate the government. That's what y'all say. I mean, I'm being honest. Okay, so what do I think? Do I think that Diddy's gonna get found guilty? I don't think that Diddy's gonna get found guilty on any of these charges. I think he's going to get acquitted on everything. 100%. I know a lot of y'all probably thinking he's going to get acquitted. I mean, get found guilty on two or three charges. I don't think he's going to get found guilty on none of these charges for the simple fact that most of those witnesses were not credible witnesses that they brought up there. And on top of that, in my opinion, he didn't sex traffic anybody. And maybe, okay, I'll put it to you like this. If I'm a juror, I'm looking at it. If we're looking at the law, right? Okay, we're looking at the law, then you also looking at how you feel, right? And I know people say, well, we supposed to go off what the law say, right? But you have to be honest with yourself. Some of these laws are very tricky, and some of these laws are geared to give a guilty verdict no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And some people are just not going to buy that. They're going to say, well, how is this person kidnapped if they're home every day? And how is these people? You said that this guy was a drug mule. You said that he was a drug mule. You know what a drug mule is? And he said that no, he wasn't. He said that these was all personal. And every one of these people, when you ask them, well, do you want to testify? No, I don't want to be here. That lets me know that the government had something on these people and made them come in and testify against him. I think that he's going to get acquitted on all charges. Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. That's what I think. because I don't think that they had any credible witnesses. Now, if he gets found guilty, it's probably going to be for I if he gets found guilty, maybe it might be the trafficking, because you got people coming across state lines and you got sex workers and all that stuff, and people probably just be like, nah, he had sex workers come over and he had sex and he paid them. That's sex, like that's trafficking. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything like that. The RICO, as far as like the racketeering, it was when you're talking about the guns and drugs. I don't think that he's getting acquitted. I don't think he's getting found guilty for that, and I don't think he's getting found guilty for the other charge. I forget what it is. I think it's a sexual assault. I believe it's what it is. I'm not sure, but I don't think he's getting found guilty of that. But again, if he do, it's probably going to be the trafficking part, and I believe that carries like 15 years. And we'll see what happens, man. But I know that was a long one, but thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I just had to get this out. Hey, man, I love y'all, man, for being here with me. I appreciate y'all. You know, I know we did agree to disagree sometimes. Sometimes I know a lot of y'all gonna hate this episode, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm gonna stop reminding y'all. I'm just gonna be who it is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be like that for some people, because some people don't, how would I say this? They need you to, walk them through some things. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. And yeah, we should know by Monday afternoon the verdict, or maybe Tuesday. Who knows? But yeah, catch y'all. See y'all. Look at this. It ain't working. All right, there we go.